Asholaja. Children. On the 5th for Easter changes. Strengths and personal news. Position of the state on chaired by the Commissioner
agreement in Niamey, Niger, on 7th of July 2019 to promote intra-Africa trade with other African countries. On November 11, 2020, the Federal Executive Council approved the ratification demonstrating Nigeria is on course to participate in trading under the AFCFTA. The National Action Committee on AFCFTA is in Ogun State to sensitize the stakeholders on the benefits of the agreement. The team was led by the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, represented by the Director of Trade in the Ministry, Aliyu Abubakar.
Africa demands finished goods and Nigeria aspires to industrialize and progress beyond export of commodities.
The minister noted that the benefits of the agreement included catalyzing of Nigeria export diversification and provide opportunities for Nigerian companies, among others.
The CFTA provides immense opportunities for Nigerian companies to expand to Africa, especially in manufacturing, some of which are a pride of Ogun State. So we want Ogun State to key into the CFTA and take advantage of it.
The governor of Ogun State, Prince Akabiodun, speaking through his deputy, Engineer Noimot Salako-Idele, stressed that Ogun State is embarking on massive investment drive, which will give birth to the individual prosperity of its citizens.
Our administration also acknowledges the importance of infrastructure development in investment and business promotion. For instance, transportation is very essential for effective trade, and that is why we have resuscitated the cargo airport project in Ilishan Remo. The first phase will be completed in the year 2022. This is in addition to the massive road construction projects and rehabilitation of existing that our administration has continued to embark upon across the 3 senatorial districts of our state.
The governor inaugurated the State Technical Working Group to partner with the National Action Committee on AFCFTA for the implementation and development of the agreement.
At this point, let me encourage the members of the National Action Committee on AFTA to synergize with the State Technical Working Group, which is today, towards the development of the AFTA strategy and its implementation. Efforts are also in top gear for the first edition of our administration's investment summit with the theme State into Africa's model industrial and logistic hub, slated for May this year.
The Technical Working Group, which comprises of Commissioner for Finance and Chief Economic Advisor, Dr. Okubadejo, as the focal person, has as members Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment, Budget and Planning, Director General, Ogun Invest, Chairman, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Ogun State Branch, Chairman, Ogun State Chambers of Mines and Agriculture, Ogunsima. Tunde Olaniro, Ogtv News.
Africa now open for business through the African Continent Free Trade Agreement. Each country must leverage on its comparative advantage. Ogun State, being the industrial hub of the nation, stands to gain significantly from this. These were the words of the Commissioner for Finance and Chief Economic Advisor in Ogun State, Dr. Okubadejo, while addressing journalists on the agreement. Again, Governor's Office correspondent Tunde Olaniro reports.
Trading under the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, AFCFTA, commenced on January 1st, 2021. In this regard, the National Action Committee on AFCFTA is working with relevant agencies to establish structures and processes to implement the rules of origin and other arrangements to enable businesses to commence trading under AFCFTA terms in Nigeria. After the inauguration of the State Technical Working Committee in Ogun State, they addressed the press to educate the public.
That's why we are here. As I said, this is a landmark agreement which presents so many opportunities. It presents a market of about 1.2 billion Africans. And out of it, Nigeria has a population of about 200 million. So we have a lot to gain by trading with other African nations. So it presents a market, a big market opportunity.
With all the reforms that the current state government is embarking upon, especially with respect to infrastructure, the proposed cargo airport, the rail line, and also all the roads that we're putting together, we are very serious to ensuring that we take full advantage of AFTA and position the state for this unique opportunity.
They all agreed that African Continental Free Trade Agreement is the biggest economic platform in the world.
Even in terms of size, the combined GDP of Africa is about roughly $4 billion. So we can take advantage, we can cash in, and that's why we are going around all the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory to engage, to sensitize, and to inform the states and the stakeholders.
I've actually created new economic development clusters. We've created 5 of them. The Jebu Economic Development Cluster, the Remo Economic Development Cluster, Magboro, Abeokuta, and Aton Lusada. The reason why we created these clusters is really to provide a one-stop shop with value chain and synergistic effects to attract companies to come and set up in Ogun State so as to achieve global competitiveness.
The National Action Committee had earlier visited Kaduna, Bauchi, and Lagos states before coming to Ogun State on sensitization. Tunde Olaniro, Ogtv News.
The National Action Committee on the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFTA, has commenced a nationwide awareness and sensitization tour in line with its mandate to prepare Nigeria to take advantage of the Continental Agreement. Adebola Oshomoji reports that the committee visited Olokola Free Trade Zone in Ogun Waterside local government with the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment and other critical stakeholders in the state. Her reports.
We know the benefits and understand the challenges.
On the 21st of December 2019, President Muhammadu Buhari inaugurated a committee to implement African Continental Free Trade Area (AFTA) agreement and agenda to promote economic and social integration on the continent. In restructuring existing development projects and initiatives across the country as part of its mandate in national export trade and creating jobs at the grassroots level, the National Action Committee on AFTA visited Olokola Free Trade Zone in Ogun Waterside local government area of the state.
Well, I would say that this is an infrastructure that government needs to look at more critically. and to sort of commit more resources into revitalizing it.
That Prince Dr. Abiodun made promise that he's going to visit the defunct Olokola project, and we are sure that he has not forgotten us, and that by the day, because it's about the second time that investors will come, the visit of the federal delegation, the Federal Ministry of Trade and Investment to Olokola is the second phase of this administration, and it shows that we have hope in the government of Prince Dr. Abiodun.
In the course of the tour, Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Industry, Trade and Investment, Shola Arobieke, reiterated the commitment of the state government to complete the project.
So this administration is working hard to get new investors, and the recent trip was one that was facilitated.
January 20th.
Yeah.
The core objective of AFTA is to create a single market for goods, services and free movement of persons in order to deepen the economic integration of the African continent. Adebola Oshomuji, Ogtv News.
The African Continental Free Trade Area is on course to give made-in-Nigeria goods easier access to a larger market of roughly 1.3 billion consumers, as opposed to the current Nigerian market of just under 200 million people, if properly harnessed by all the 36 states. This was a submission of stakeholders present at the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement Stakeholders Sensitization Workshop held at the auditorium of Obas Complex, Okemoso, Abeokuta. Benga Adekoya reports that the exercise had in attendance strong representatives of Ogun State government. His report is presented from this package.
The exercise was put together by the National Action Committee on Africa Continental Free Trade Area to rub minds with all stakeholders and sensitize the general public on the need to access opportunities provided by AFTA and change the current state of the nation economy.
Part of our plan and strategy is to engage all the stakeholders in the 36 states and Federal Capital Territory Abuja to inform them, to sensitize them about the agreement so that they can be informed and take advantage of the agreement.
Ogun State Governor Prince Dr. Abiodun, represented by his Chief Economic Advisor and the State Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Dr. Okubadejo, in his keynote address said the program is in alignment with the Ishaya agenda of the current administration and the state is ready to take full advantage of the opportunity.
His Excellency's vision for this administration is to create a focused and qualitative government that provides an enabling environment for business, for the economic development of the state, and also for the economic prosperity of our people. That is the vision of His Excellency for Ogun State.
Mr. Bamidele Lawal, the lead expert, Program Coordination, Monitoring and Evaluation, National Action Committee on Africa Continental Free Trade Area, described Ogun State as the most promising among its peers, hence the need to collaborate with the state.
I have no doubt that Ogun State is going to be at the forefront of reaping the benefits of the agreements in due course. So I think they also deserve a round of applause for that.
Now to the business of the day, as guest lecturers presented their papers on the enormous benefit of the trade agreement. Some of the participants appreciated the efforts of the federal government for bringing such initiative, promising to take full advantage of the program to increase the state's internally generated revenue.
We know the economic potentials, the benefits that will accrue from that project. So all of us are happy and eager that the project commences early enough.
The program had in attendance the State Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment, Mrs. Kike Lomolunge, Commissioner for Budget and Planning, Mr. Olaolu Olabinto, among other stakeholders.
And still to come, police rescue 8 kidnapped travelers in Kaduna, recover AK-47. Details of this and other stories in a short while. Thank you for staying tuned to the People's Daily. Determined to provide jobs for employable teeming populace, Ogun State government has launched another employment platform called Ogun State Teaching Experience Acquisition Channel, Ogun Teach. The initiative is to serve as a special intervention scheme to fill existing vacancies in public primary, secondary schools and technical colleges across the state. Bumi Adigun in this report takes a look at many job interventions of the current administration and the latest addition. His reports.
The story of Ogun State government's decision to put an end to unemployment in the state began almost 1 year ago when Vice President Yemi Osinbajo launched Ogun State Job Portal as initiated by Governor Dapo Abiodun-led administration.
I want to say to you that one of the major commitments of the federal government as well as the state government, as we've seen today, is in ensuring that somehow we're able to engage with hundreds of thousands of young people who want jobs.
The portal has continued to serve its purpose with continuous registration of unemployed youths in the state, with a view to providing them jobs and training opportunities suitable for their trade and academic qualifications. Ever since it was launched, the platform has given Ogun State government and others leverage to source suitable candidates for job opportunities. The latest addition being the Ogun State Teaching Experience Acquisition Channel, Ogun Teach, a special intervention scheme designed to fill the existing vacancies in the public, primary, secondary schools and technical colleges. This development spurred Ogtv News crew to visit the office of the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abayomi Arigbabu, to get a first-hand information about the processes.
The innovation, which is part of the emergency he declared in education, is what has brought about this intervention that we call the Ogun Teach initiative. The Ogun Teach initiative will inject 5,000 personnel into the system such that they will be in the system for a period of 2 years, during which we set in motion machinery to maybe monitor what they do. And part of it, that's what we call it, the Teach program is actually Teaching Experience Acquisition Channel. In other words, we want a situation whereby fresh graduates from the university, they have been equipped with the necessary skills to teach, and so they've been trained.
We also checked the condition of the job portal to see what other things it has, although the period of online registration of Ogun Teach will be between Wednesday 31st March and Tuesday 13th April 2021. Leko Oludi is the special advisor to the Ogun State Governor on job creation.
From 12 midnight today, people can go in and apply. I would also want to mention that even for those that applied, in the last SUBEB exercise, can as well go back and also apply, right? But, for those, that's the 1,005 that we had already penned down to hire, that had gone through the interview, there was a stepwise process, applied, then went through CBT, then after CBT, did like a 3 to 5 day long interview. For those that kind of went through that interviewing process, right, and then we've narrowed down to the people that want to select out of that pool, right, they will be given what I would call a right of first refusal, right, for the program.
With the requirements for Ogun Teach well spelled out, applicants are expected to apply, register through the Ogun State Job Portal by logging into www.teach.ogunstate.gov.na. Bumi Adigun, Ogtv News.
Provision of conducive learning environment, especially for pupils at the primary school level, must be given utmost attention towards improving their performance. Chairman, Ogun State Universal Basic Education Board, Dr. Femi Majekodumi, stated this while receiving educational and protective materials from Commercial Foods Corporation in Okemoson, Abeokuta. Yusuf Ganiu reports.
Towards ensuring that primary school education, which is typically the first stage of formal education, continues to grow in all ramifications, Kawasho Foods Corporation donated some materials, which include 11,000 copies of 60 Leaves exercise book, 150 cartons of geisha products, and 7,500 pieces of nose mask to the Universal Basic Education Board as a way of supporting government and improve the academic performance of the pupils. While appreciating the gesture, Chairman, Ogun State Universal Basic Education Board, Dr. Femi Majakodumi, said the donor has demonstrated unprecedented passion for the well-being and comfort of children.
The donated exercise books will provide writing materials for learners, especially the indigent ones, which will generally improve their academic performance, while the geisha products will serve as supplement for the learners' diet in order to aid them to develop appropriately.
Dr. Majakodumi also noted that, as a matter of policy, the current administration has kept faith with public-private partnership initiative, which he said is yielding desirable results.
Glad to convey His Excellency's appreciation and extend clarion call to other well-meaning individuals and organizations to join the queue and provide interventions in the areas of school needs for the overall development of our education system.
The country representative of the Kawasho Company said the initiative is part of corporate social responsibility of the organization to ensure that the pupils have access to all needed educational materials.
We, Kawasho Food, have a strong interest in education, as we believe it has a positive relationship with economic growth and development, and have been contributing towards the development at various levels in Nigeria.
The schools that benefited from this kind gesture are Ansarudin Primary School 2, Ikweru, Community Primary School, Sabo, Methodist Primary School, Adaton, Nawarudin Primary School, Agoshasha, Adiola Oditola Junior College, Ijebu-Ode, St. Peter's Catholic Primary School, Ota, Muslim Primary School, Abigi, United District Central Primary School, Arigbajo, and Christ Church Primary School, Odo Shembura. Yusuf Ganiyu, Ogtv News.
The federal government on Tuesday unveiled plans to set up a committee that will identify over 10 million out-of-school children across the country ahead of the launch of the alternate school program. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Farouk, who disclosed this in Abuja during the steering committee meeting, explained that the meeting was in line with President Muhammadu Buhari's directive that all Nigerians of school age must acquire basic education. Sadiya Farouk disclosed that in collaboration with the Minister of Education, the last few weeks has been spent on engagement with various stakeholders in a bid to refine and strengthen the alternate school program concept towards successful implementation. She added that the success of the alternate school program will rely largely on interministerial collaboration and effective stakeholder engagement. In continuation of its desire to provide shelter for all categories of people, Ogun State government has turned the sod of 50 units of 2-bedroom out of the proposed 100-unit expandable houses in Ilaro, Ogun West Senatorial District. This is in fulfillment of Governor Dapo Abiodun-led administration's promise to replicate the gesture in other major cities of the state. Details in this package.
Affordable housing scheme for people of Ogun State has been in the front burner as government executes its social contract with the current administration, striving to make housing affordable for all. With Kobakwe housing scheme in full swing, the Governor Dapo Abiodun-led administration has extended its tentacles to Ilaro for the first phase of 50 units of 2-bedroom housing scheme. Olu of Ilaro and paramount ruler of Yewaland, Oba Kehinde Olugbenle, was on hand to perform the groundbreaking ceremony.
Bringing this project here, no doubt, will bridge the housing deficit that I personally have experienced that is existing in Ilaro, because housing is not something you can do within a short period compared to what the government is trying to do within a couple of 2 months. it will be very hard for any individual to build a house within Shomi. So definitely, this project definitely will close the housing gap.
Commissioner for Housing, Jagumolu Akonde Omoniyi, assured that the first phase of the project, situated along General Hospital Road, will be delivered by May 2021.
I can say conveniently and comfortably that Prince Dapo Abiodun means well for the people of Ogun State. And like I said, we have been to Central, we have the presence in Ogun East, and here we are in Ogun West, where we plan to deliver 100 housing units, 2-bedroom expandable units for the people of Ogun State who will definitely find a place in Ilaro to reside.
The commissioner urged the people to embrace the project by giving necessary cooperation and needed support to contractors handling the construction. In their separate remarks, Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, Dr. Toyin Taiwo, and his counterpart in Budget and Planning, Mr. Olaolu Olabinto, lent their voices in appreciating the governor for executing such laudable project.
Like he has told us, he's not a sectional governor, he's governor of all. And this is a project that is happening all over the 4 divisions that we have in Ogun State.
In the diaspora, we also see it as an opportunity of coming back home so that at least they can also be proud of their land. So anytime they come around, they can also get somewhere to stay.
Also speaking, a member of Ogun State Elders Advisory Committee, Honorable Mufutau Ajibola, and a one-time Commissioner for Education in the state, Chief Mrs. Iyabode Apampa, appealed to all stakeholders to work for the success of the project. With this development, the housing deficit experienced in the state in the past is being gradually fixed.
The ongoing Elite Isaliake road construction will be asphalted very soon as lane of MC1, which is preparatory to final asphalt lane, has commenced this week as directed by Governor Dapo Abiodun. This is coming on the heels of the visit to the road project by the governor over the weekend as part of inspection monitoring of ongoing government projects in Abeokuta, the state capital. Bumi Adugun was at the site of the road construction and engaged the contractors.
Actually, what is happening is that the governor came on Saturday to do site inspection concerning our project, and he promised the people that they will start the asphalt. So this is the first step before we do the asphalt. This is called MC01, media cure, and it's a prime coat. So we first of all do this before we now get ready for the asphalt laying.
So how soon should we be expecting asphalt laying? How soon?
Very soon, very soon. But this first, we have to first of all do this to Okelan Toro. After that one, we wait for the weather to hurt on it before we commence the asphalt laying.
Are you going to open?
Road is one of the numerous road projects being executed in Abeokuta South local government area of Ogun Central, with necessary attention given as government set sight on delivery date. International Federation of Training and Development Organizations Committee for Women Empowerment Africa and Asia has been inaugurated in Nigeria to ensure equal opportunities for women, mobilize support, and be in partnership with key stakeholders to correct the global gender imbalance. The inauguration, which was held at the Conference Center, Covenant University, had among dignitaries, wife of Lagos State Governor Dr. Mrs. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu in attendance, while others joined and contributed to the success of the event virtually. Elizabeth Esson reports.
At its meeting held in Cairo, Egypt in 2019, the International Federation of Training and Development Organizations Committee for Women Empowerment Africa and Asia was mandated and commissioned to commence planning and possible implementation of an empowerment program by the board. After much advocacy visits to institutions, individuals, and government agencies, the inauguration of IFTDO's CWE Africa and Asia became a reality in Nigeria. According to IFTDO Board Chairman Dr. Ahmed Al-Banna and the Chairman CWE Africa and Asia, Mrs. Janet Jolausho, the initiative was to reposition IFTDO and contribute immensely to the issues of youth and women empowerment in the world.
The other committee is the entrepreneurship, because as you are fully aware, maybe not many people will find jobs in organization, but they can create their own jobs.
IFTDO had paid their dues in terms of human resource development. They've been existing for almost 50 years, and they've done a lot in this area. But when the activities were reviewed, they felt this Sustainable Development Goal 5, which is gender equality, they would like to participate, as well as with youth empowerment.
In their separate speeches, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs, Princess Adejoke Orelope Adefulire, and the wife of the Lagos State Governor, Dr. Mrs. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, reiterated government's continued collaboration to development and empowerment of women, especially at their tender age.
We will continue to prioritize policies and programs in support of women education. We can continue to catch up on our ability to talent.
Somewhere in Asia, the women in the market are using the phone to market their business. So what stops Africa, what stops Nigeria from educating our women? Any sister who has had the opportunity to go to school and see the four walls of any school, primary, secondary, university, should be able to encourage another sister to learn how to use the phone.
Goodwill messages were delivered by some partners and sponsors who graced the occasion, as well as members of IFTDO's CWE. Members of IFTDO's CWE were thereafter inaugurated and decorated, after which the unveiling of IFTDO's CWE logo was performed by Dr. Mrs. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu. Elizabeth Eson, Ogtv News.
Muhammadu Buhari has left Abuja for London. Report says that while in the UK, the president is expected to undergo a routine medical checkup. He was seen off at the airport by the Minister of the FCT, Mohammed Musa Bello, Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, Inspector General of Police, Muhammad Adamu, Director General of the Department of State Services, Yusuf Magajibiche, and other senior officials. Throwing more light on the President's medical treatment, presidential spokespersons Femi Adesina and Garba Shehu reassured Nigerians that there is nothing to worry about.
That when it has to do with health, we can presume. There is nobody who can say he is 100% healthy. If there's anybody like that, he should stand up to be counted. Somebody who says, I don't need checkup, I don't need anybody to look at my health, I am perfect from head to toe. That person should then stand up to be counted. So if our president at 78 is going for medical checks, I think there's nothing out of the ordinary in that. You know that since the president came back in August 2017 from his medical vacation then, his health has held on very well. Between that 2017 and now, maybe he went out 2 or 3 times. All through last year, it's doubtful whether he went out. So, if it is time to do it now, then it's time to do it.
But there's nothing to worry about?
No, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing to worry about.
The president is looking at the window of opportunity that has opened with the Easter holiday. It's a much relaxed period for everyone. Good Friday, Easter Monday, national holiday. So then, using that period to do his regular medical checkup. This is something he has done for so many years, even before he came to office. Every year he had appointment with his doctors and he went there to do it. The only anomaly this time around was that COVID prevented this kind of trip throughout 2020. So he has...
President Muhammadu Buhari is due back into the country in the second week of next month. The Ogtv News will continue shortly after this commercial break.
Are you a young person between the ages of 18 to 40 years, living in any part of Ogun State? Do you have a smartphone? Do you want to be financially independent, or do you want to earn between 100,000 naira and above per month working for yourself? Prince Dapo Abiodun led Ogun State government in collaboration with Access Bank PLC created an opportunity for you to become financially independent as agency banking agents. How to apply? Log on to https://bit.ly/close-agents, fill biodata form and download the agency banking form. Go to the nearest Access Bank branch near you with 3 recent passport photographs, a recent utility bill and a valid ID card. Alternatively, interested applicants can meet with Access Bank officials at the nearest local government secretariat between 6th and 7th of April 2021. Candidates are to go to the local government secretariat with 3 recent passport photographs, a recent utility bill and valid ID card to apply. All applicants' forms must be submitted on or before Friday, April 9, 2021 at any Access Bank branch close to you. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn, àjọṣe gbogbo wa ni.
The federal government has declared Friday 2nd and Monday 5th April 2021 public holidays to mark this year's Easter celebrations. The Minister of Interior, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, made the declaration on behalf of the federal government. Aregbesola urged Christians to emulate the attributes of forbearance, forgiveness, kindness, humility, love, peace, and patience, which were demonstrated by Jesus Christ. The minister urged them to use the occasion to pray for the peace, unity, and progress of the country. The federal government has launched a national policy on virtual engagement in federal public institutions. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemieson, disclosed this on Tuesday during the oversight visit of members of the Senate Committee on Establishment and Public Service to the office of the head of Civil Service of the Federation in Abuja. According to her, the policy is geared towards institutionalizing a framework and standards within ministries, departments, and agencies, parastatals, and government-owned companies using virtual engagement as an administrative procedure. The tenure of the Lagos State Judicial Panel on Restitution for Victims of SARS-related abuses and other matters has been extended for another 3 months. The new date has been fixed for July 19, which is against the earlier deadline of April 19, 2021. The Lagos panel was inaugurated by the State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on October 19, 2020 to, among other things, receive memoranda from concerned members of the public and inquire into cases of abuse, brutality, torture, and extrajudicial killings by the disbanded Special Anti-Robbery Squad in Lagos. As of the deadline for the receipt of the memo, the panel had received 235 petitions. A 25-year-old man, Elisha James, has been arrested by men of the Ogun State Police Command for forcefully having carnal knowledge of a 4-year-old girl of his co-tenant. The suspect was arrested by officers and men of Warewa Division after the mother of the victim reported the case as the court demanded filing her daughter. In a statement by the command's image maker, DSP Abimbola Oyeyemi, the Commissioner of Police, CP Edward Ajogun, has directed that the suspect be transferred to the Anti-Human Trafficking and Child Labor Unit of the State Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department for further investigation and prosecution. In its avowed determination to rid Lagos State of crimes and all forms of criminality, the police authorities in the state have arrested 6 notorious traffic robbery kingpins at different locations. The operational squad, led by the commander of the Rapid Response Squad, CSP Olayinka Egbeyemi said a toy gun was recovered from one of the suspected robbers on top of Ido Bridge. In another development, barely 24 hours after his resumption, the new divisional police officer, Festac Division, CSP Femi Iwashokun, has burst a robbery syndicate at Festac and recovered one locally made pistol from the gang. The Commissioner of Police, CP Akim Odumosu, has ordered the suspect be transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department, Panti Yaba, for proper investigation. Police operatives attached to Operation Puff Adder have rescued 8 persons who were kidnapped by bandits in the Giwa local government area of Kaduna State. The victims were abducted along the Zaria-Kaduna Expressway aboard a luxurious bus on February 29, 2021, while they were on their way to Delta State. A statement by the spokesman of the Kaduna State Police Command, Muhammad Jalige, says men of the Operation Puff Adder attached to the command during the patrol intercepted a group of bandits who had some kidnapped victims with them along Galidamawa and Kidandan areas of Giwa local government. According to him, the troops recovered one AK-47 rifle abandoned by the bandits. 8 victims, including one female, rescued on art. 11 discos indebtedness to Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading PLC hits 510.53 billion naira. This ends some business news after this break. Welcome to the business segment of the news. The liquidity situation in Nigeria's power sector has continued to witness downturn as the indebtedness of the distribution companies to Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading PLC increased to 150.53 billion naira in 2020, indicating an increase of 11.2% compared to 453.14 billion naira recorded in the corresponding period of 2019. This debt profile accrued due to the inability of the 11 power distribution companies in the country to remit a total of 510.71 billion naira to the Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading PLC for the electricity sold to them from January to December 2020. However, it was gathered that the total revenue collected by 11 discos from customers in the first quarter of 2020 stood at 114.29 billion naira out of the total bill of 186.82 billion naira. The Bureau of Public Enterprises has said